As the night stretches out before me, I allow myself to fully step out of the day. The hours that demanded my attention are now complete, and I no longer need to carry them. I release the need to stay alert. I release the urge to plan. I release the habit of replaying what cannot be changed. In this gentle stillness, I sense a calm that does not depend on circumstances. It does not rise or fall with my thoughts. It simply exists, steady and unshaken. Your presence surrounds this moment like a quiet horizon, wide and unhurried. Nothing presses in, nothing threatens. My breathing slows naturally. Each inhale feels unforced. Each exhale empties what was heavy. My body settles into its own rhythm. The tension I carried in silence begins to loosen. The pressure behind my eyes fades. The tightness in my chest softens. I do not need to defend myself here. I do not need to stay prepared. This space is safe. I bring forward every concern, spoken and unspoken. The worries I understand and the ones I never found words for. All of it is released without explanation. Nothing needs to be fixed tonight. Nothing needs immediate answers. This night is meant for restoration. If my thoughts wander, I do not chase them. I gently return to this calm awareness. If emotions surface, I allow them to move through without judgment. They do not define this moment. Peace settles gradually, layer by layer. It does not overwhelm. It reassures. My shoulders drop. My hands relax. My legs grow heavy with rest. Even my thoughts begin to slow. This room holds quiet. This home feels covered. There is no urgency here. You remain attentive while I sleep. Your care does not pause with my rest. Nothing escapes your notice. I trust you with what I cannot manage. I trust you with what feels uncertain. I trust you with the days ahead. Sleep arrives like a gentle tide, without effort, without struggle. I allow myself to drift. If I awaken in the still hours, I will remain calm. This peace does not leave. It stays. This rest renews me. This quiet restores balance. This stillness heals what words cannot reach. I no longer strive. I no longer resist. I simply rest. Everything is in order. Everything is held. I am safe. The night continues in calm. My heart remains steady. My mind stays at ease. I rest now, fully, deeply, without fear. Everything is under care. Everything is secure. I am at peace. As the night opens slowly around me, I step into a sacred pause. The world grows quiet and I allow my soul to breathe again. I leave behind the demands of the day, the expectations I carried, the weight of unfinished thoughts. Nothing calls for my attention now. Nothing asks for effort. In this stillness, I turn inward and become aware of your nearness. Not distant, not silent, but gently present. Your presence feels timeless, as if it has always been here, waiting for me to slow down enough to notice. I no longer rush my thoughts. I no longer argue with my feelings. I simply allow everything within me to come to rest. My breath deepens, not by force but by permission. Each breath becomes a quiet prayer spoken without words. The tension I carried unknowingly begins to melt away. The inner noise softens. The sharp edges of worry lose their hold. I release the need to understand everything. I release the pressure to be strong. I release the fear of what lies ahead. This moment does not require answers. It invites trust. You are the stillness beneath my thoughts. You are the peace beneath my fears. You are the steady presence beneath every uncertainty. I bring before you my inner world, the parts I show and the parts I keep hidden. Nothing needs to be explained. Nothing needs to be justified. I lay down my concerns like heavy garments, one by one, until my spirit feels light again. The night does not feel empty. It feels watched over. It feels held. You remain awake when I surrender to sleep. You remain faithful when my awareness fades. I do not fear the darkness because it is filled with your care. I do not fear the silence because it carries peace. If memories rise from deep places, I greet them without resistance. They pass gently, leaving no disturbance behind. If my mind drifts toward tomorrow, I return to now, where rest is waiting. This rest is holy. This quiet is healing. This moment is sacred. My body softens completely. My heartbeat slows. Even my thoughts bow into stillness. I feel covered not by walls, but by presence. Not by effort, but by grace. You guard what I cannot protect. You watch over what I release. Nothing is lost in your care. Sleep draws near, not as escape, but as renewal. Not as absence, but as trust. If I wake in the night, I will not be afraid. Your peace remains. Your presence does not withdraw. This night restores what the day consumed. This silence strengthens what felt fragile. This rest renews my spirit. I no longer strive. I no longer resist. I rest within what is eternal. As the night drapes its quiet over the world, I step into a sacred moment of stillness. The rush of the day fades like a distant memory, and my soul opens to receive your peace. I leave behind all that weighed on me today, the worries I held too tightly, the burdens I could not set down, the thoughts that circled endlessly in my mind. Here, in this sacred darkness, I release them all into your care. Your presence surrounds me, subtle yet unwavering, like a gentle light that never flickers. I do not need to speak to feel it. I do not need to move to experience it. You are simply here, watching, guarding, holding. My breath grows slow and deep, each inhale drawing in calm, each exhale letting go of tension. Every muscle in my body softens, every thought in my mind slows, and every corner of my heart feels a gentle stillness. I do not need to fix. I do not need to understand. I do not need to anticipate. I only need to rest. I only need to trust. I only need to be. I bring before you all that is hidden, all that is fragile, all that is uncertain. Nothing is too small to be seen by you. Nothing is too heavy to be carried. I surrender my fears, the fear of the unknown, the fear of failure, the fear of what cannot be controlled. I place them gently in your hands and let them dissolve in your presence. This night is sacred, filled with quiet grace. Every shadow is softened by your light. Every silent thought is touched by your love. Even my restless mind begins to settle, finding its rhythm in the heartbeat of your care. If memories or worries rise, I acknowledge them and let them pass. If my thoughts wander toward tomorrow, I return to now, to this holy space of rest and trust. My body rests fully. My spirit feels secure. My mind grows calm. Even the deepest parts of me are enveloped in your presence. I feel surrounded by protection, not through walls or barriers, but through your eternal watchfulness. Nothing entrusted to you is forgotten. Nothing held in your care is ever lost. Sleep arrives softly, like a river flowing into still waters. It carries with it restoration, renewal, and peace. It heals what the day has worn, refreshes what has grown tired, and strengthens what feels weak. If I awaken in the quiet hours, I will not fear. Your presence remains. Your peace will not have moved. I am safe. I am held. I am cared for. This night is not merely darkness, it is sacred rest, a holy pause, a gift of your love. I surrender completely, without hesitation, without resistance, without clinging to what is outside of your care. Everything is under your watch. Everything is in your hands. Everything is protected by your faithfulness. I rest fully, my mind at peace, my heart secure, my soul embraced. As darkness spreads gently across the sky, I enter a quiet space within my heart. The busyness of the day fades away, and my spirit is invited to rest. I lay down all burdens, all expectations, all worries that followed me like shadows. Tonight I am free to release them. Tonight I let go completely. Your presence surrounds me, soft but unwavering, like a calm river flowing endlessly. I do not need to hold anything back. I do not need to perform. I do not need to solve anything. I am safe. I am held. I am cared for. Each breath deepens. Each exhale empties what does not serve me. My body softens. My mind slows. My heart settles into a steady rhythm of peace. I release my fears, the fear of the unknown, the fear of loss, the fear of the future. I place them all into your hands and feel them dissolve in your care. The night is full of sacred stillness. Every sound, every silence is a gentle reminder of your presence. Even my restless thoughts find rest here, as if carried on a current of your peace. I am grateful for this moment, grateful for the care that surrounds me, for the protection that I cannot see, for the love that never leaves me. Your faithfulness is my refuge, your presence my shelter, your peace my gift. If memories or worries rise during the night, I acknowledge them and release them. If my mind drifts toward what is to come, I gently return to now, where rest is waiting. My body grows heavy with calm, my spirit feels secure, my mind finds quiet. Even the deepest parts of me are embraced by your care. I trust you completely tonight. I trust you with my heart, with my thoughts, with everything that I cannot control. I trust you to hold all things in perfect care. Sleep arrives as a gentle tide, soft, steady, and renewing. It brings healing to what is weary, strength to what is weak, peace to every restless part of my soul. If I awaken in the night, I will not fear. Your presence remains. Your peace does not leave. I am safe. I am loved. I am protected. This night is holy. It is sacred rest. It is a gift of your grace. I surrender fully, without hesitation, without clinging, without holding back. As the world falls silent and the stars emerge in the sky, I enter a sacred space within my soul. The busyness, the worries, the endless thoughts of the day fade into the distance, leaving only calm and presence. I release every burden I have carried, the unspoken fears, the hidden anxieties, the quiet tensions that linger in my heart. Tonight I do not need to hold them. Tonight I do not need to guard them. Tonight I surrender all into your hands. Your presence surrounds me like a gentle, unwavering light. It flows into every part of my being, touching the deepest corners of my heart and mind. I feel safe. I feel cared for. I feel embraced. My breathing slows naturally, each inhale drawing in serenity, each exhale letting go of what no longer serves me. Every muscle softens, every thought eases, and every layer of my soul begins to rest. I do not need to understand everything tonight. I do not need to solve every problem. I do not need to prepare for tomorrow. All I need is to rest. All I need is to trust. All I need is to feel your presence here. The night itself feels sacred. Every shadow, every silent space is filled with your care. Even my restless mind finds peace, as if carried on a river of your love. If thoughts or memories arise, I watch them without grasping. If doubts attempt to return, I place them gently before you and feel them dissolve in your light. This rest is holy. This stillness is restorative. This moment is a gift from you, nourishing my spirit, healing my heart and renewing my strength. I am grateful for your endless faithfulness, for the unseen protection that surrounds me, for the love that never leaves, and for the promise that I am never alone. Sleep comes as a gentle tide, soft and flowing, washing away all fear, all tension, all weariness. It restores what the day has worn down. It strengthens what has felt weak. It fills my soul with calm and hope. If I awaken in the quiet hours, I will not be afraid, because your presence remains steadfast. Your care does not waver. Your peace is unshakable. This night, every breath, every heartbeat reminds me that I am safe, that I am loved, that I am watched over. I surrender completely, my mind, my body, my heart, my spirit. I surrender my dreams, my hopes, my worries. I rest fully in your care, knowing that all is held and protected. Everything is secure. Everything is embraced. Everything is at peace. I rest now, my mind quiet, my heart calm, my spirit enfolded in divine love, knowing that I am safe, I am held, I am renewed. As the night deepens and the world grows still, I pause to enter a sacred space within myself. The busyness, the noise, and the endless responsibilities of the day slowly fade, leaving only quiet and the presence of your love. I let go of every worry I carried, the ones I spoke aloud and the ones I kept hidden. I release the weight of expectations, the pressures that my mind held so tightly, and the fears that lingered silently in my heart. Tonight I surrender all of them into your care. Your presence surrounds me, soft, steady, and unwavering. It fills every corner of my being, touching the deepest layers of my soul. I am safe. I am protected. I am embraced completely. My breath becomes calm and steady. Each inhale draws in your peace. Each exhale releases everything that no longer serves me. My body softens, my heart slows, my mind grows quiet, and my spirit feels a gentle, steady rhythm. I do not need to solve. I do not need to understand. I do not need to plan. I only need to rest. I only need to trust. I only need to feel your presence. Even in the darkness, I am not alone. Even in silence, I am not abandoned. Every shadow, every quiet space is filled with your loving watchfulness. Even the restless parts of my mind find peace, as if carried on a river of your grace. I bring before you all that is fragile, all that feels lost, all that I cannot control. Nothing is too small to be noticed by you. Nothing is too heavy to be carried by your love. If fears or doubts rise, I place them before you and let them dissolve. If memories or regrets appear, I acknowledge them and release them into your care. I am free to rest, free to breathe, free to be held in your presence. This rest is sacred. This night is holy. This stillness heals what the day has worn, renews what has been drained, and restores what has grown weak. My body grows heavy with calm. My heart feels steady. My mind settles into peace. Even the deepest parts of me are enveloped in your loving presence. I am grateful for your constant care, for your protection I cannot always see, for the love that never leaves me, and for the assurance that I am never alone. Sleep approaches like a gentle tide, soft, flowing, and restorative. It renews my strength, refreshes my spirit, and fills my heart with hope. Oh, amen. Amen. As the quiet of night embraces the world, I pause to enter a sacred space within my heart. The day's noise, its busyness, its pressures fade away like distant echoes, leaving only stillness and the presence of your love. I release every thought that weighs on me, all worries, all fears, all doubts. I lay them gently at your feet. I release the need to control, the need to understand, the need to carry more than I can hold. Tonight I surrender everything to you. Tonight I rest completely. Your presence surrounds me like a soft, steady light, touching every part of my being. It flows into my heart, my mind, my spirit, bringing peace that does not depend on circumstances. I am safe. I am held. I am protected. Each breath grows calm and deep. Each exhale releases tension. Each inhale draws in serenity. My body softens. My mind eases. My heart opens fully to your care. I do not need to rush. I do not need to strive. I do not need to be vigilant. All I need is to rest. All I need is to trust. All I need is to remain present in your love. Even in darkness, I am not alone. Even in silence, I am not abandoned. Every shadow, every quiet space is filled with your protection. Even the restless parts of my thoughts find peace, as if carried on the river of your grace. I bring before you every part of me, the hidden, the fragile, the unsure. Nothing is too small to be noticed. Nothing is too heavy to be carried by you. If memories arise, I watch them without attachment. If doubts or fears return, I release them to you. If my thoughts wander toward tomorrow, I gently return to this sacred moment where rest is waiting for me. This night is holy. This stillness is restorative. This rest heals what the day has worn, restores what is weary, and renews the deepest parts of my soul. My body grows heavy with calm. My mind softens. My heart becomes steady. Even my spirit finds a gentle rhythm within the embrace of your care. Sleep arrives like a quiet tide, soft, flowing, and gentle. It carries with it renewal, healing, and peace. If I awaken during the night, I will not fear, because your presence remains. Your care does not falter. Your peace is unshakable. I surrender completely, my mind, my body, my heart, my soul. I rest fully in your care, knowing that all is watched over, all is held, all is embraced. Everything is secure. Everything is protected. Everything is at peace. I rest now, my heart calm, my mind still, my spirit wrapped in your love, knowing that I am safe, I am renewed, I am held. As darkness unfolds gently across the sky, I enter a quiet, sacred space within my spirit. The clamor of the day, the endless thoughts, the tensions, all drift away like leaves floating down a calm river. I release them completely. I surrender to the stillness that surrounds me. Your presence envelops me, soft, unwavering, and infinite. It flows into every part of my being, touching my mind, my heart, my soul. I am safe. I am embraced. I am protected in ways beyond comprehension. My breath becomes slow and steady. Each inhale draws in serenity and light. Each exhale releases worry, fear, and tension. My muscles relax. My thoughts soften. My heart quiets. My soul rests in the gentle embrace of your care. I do not need to control what comes next. I do not need to carry what belongs to you. I do not need to understand what I cannot see. All I need is rest. All I need is trust. All I need is your presence guiding me. Even in the stillness of night, I am not alone. Even in silence, I am not abandoned. Every shadow, every quiet corner is filled with your love and protection. Even the restless parts of my heart find calm in your care. I place before you every concern, every doubt, every hidden fear. Nothing is too heavy to surrender. Nothing is too small to be noticed. All of it rests in your hands, held with gentleness and wisdom. If memories rise or worries appear, I do not hold them. If doubt or fear tries to linger, I release them gently, trusting your guidance. If my thoughts drift toward tomorrow, I return to now, to the sacred quiet where rest and peace await. This night is holy. This stillness is divine. This sleep is restorative. It heals what the day has drained, renewing my strength, refreshing my spirit, and filling my heart with calm. My body feels heavy with peace. My mind softens into stillness. My heart beats in quiet rhythm, aligned with the gentle pulse of your presence. Even my spirit flows in the rhythm of your care. Sleep comes like a slow, steady tide, soft, enveloping, and healing. It restores what is weak, refreshes what is worn, and carries me into the deepest calm. If I awaken at any hour, I will not be afraid. Your presence remains. Your love does not leave. Your peace never fades. I am safe. I am loved. I am held completely. As this night unfolds, I allow myself to slow down. The rush of the day fades, and I step into stillness without resistance. I do not need to carry everything anymore. What felt heavy can rest. What felt urgent can wait. This moment is enough. Your presence feels steady and near, like calm ground beneath my feet. Nothing needs to be proven. Nothing needs to be fixed. My breathing becomes soft and even. My shoulders release their weight. My thoughts lose their sharp edges and settle into quiet. I am not watching for danger. I am not preparing for tomorrow. I am simply here, held in peace. If worries try to return, I let them drift away. If my mind wanders, I gently bring it back to this sense of safety. You remain awake while I rest. You remain faithful while I sleep. Nothing is overlooked. Nothing is forgotten. This night is covered. My home is secure. My heart is calm. Sleep comes without effort. Rest arrives naturally. I surrender to quiet with trust. Everything is cared for. Everything is in place. I am at peace. Amen. As night gently settles in, I step away from the noise I've carried. The pace of the day loosens its grip, and I give myself permission to slow down. I don't need to replay every moment. I don't need to analyze every word. What is finished can stay finished. What is unfinished can wait. In this quiet space, I become aware of your closeness, not loud, not demanding, just present. Your presence feels like steady ground, like something solid beneath me when everything else has felt uncertain. I'm not alone here. I'm not unprotected. My breathing deepens. Air moves in and out without effort. Each breath releases tension I didn't realize I was holding. The weight in my chest begins to ease. The tightness in my thoughts softens. My body remembers how to rest. I lay down my worries one by one, the ones I can name and the ones I cannot explain. Nothing is too small to release. Nothing is too heavy to give. I do not fear the quiet. I do not fear the darkness. This night is not empty. It is filled with care. You remain watchful while my eyes close. You remain attentive while my mind drifts. Even in sleep, I am not out of your sight. If my thoughts return to tomorrow, I gently let them go. Tomorrow does not need me right now. This moment is meant for rest. If memories rise unexpectedly, I do not resist them. I allow them to pass through without holding on. Peace settles gradually, like a slow and steady wave. It does not rush, it does not force. It simply arrives. My shoulders relax. My hands loosen. My jaw relaxes. Every part of me receives permission to rest. This room feels safe. This space feels covered. There is nothing I need to guard. Nothing I need to control. I trust you with this night. I trust you with my home. I trust you with my future. Even when I don't understand it, you have carried me through this day. You will carry me through the next. I am not required to stay alert to be cared for. Sleep approaches quietly, not rushed, not forced. It comes naturally as I release control. If I wake during the night, I will not be afraid. Your presence does not leave. Your care does not pause. This rest is healing. This quiet is restoring. This moment is enough. I release the need to strive. I release the need to worry. I release the need to know I am safe, I am held, I am at peace. This night is wrapped in calm. My mind is clear, my spirit is settled. I rest now without fear, without pressure, without resistance. Everything is under care, everything is secure. I am at peace. Psalm 91 and 23, seated in safety, anointed for purpose, and released into victory. Psalm 91 declares that the one who makes the Lord his refuge will see 1,000 fall at his side, yet remain untouched. Psalm 23 says that my cup overflows, not just to sustain me, but to spill onto every area I touch. These verses are not soft comforts. They are divine decrees. Today, I enter them fully. I do not visit them on Sunday. I abide in them daily, boldly, permanently. Father, I lift my voice not from desperation, but from holy conviction. I don't cry out in fear. I speak from covenant. I don't reach for temporary peace. I receive eternal reality. I come into alignment with the rhythm of heaven. I declare that your presence is my foundation, your spirit is my breath, and your word is my sword. I dwell in the shelter of the Most High, not as a guest, but as a resident. I don't live at the edge of your shadow, I rest beneath it. I do not fear the heat of the day or the terrors of night. I do not check the weather of the world to determine my peace, because my peace is not seasonal, it's supernatural. You are my refuge, not my last resort, but my first response. You are my fortress, not made of brick, but of glory and fire. You are my God, not in theory, but in active intimacy. You are not distant, you are near. You are not silent, you are speaking. You are not uncertain, you are steady, and you make me steady too. So now, I decree, my life is off limits to fear. My body is off limits to disease. My home is off limits to darkness. My dreams are off limits to confusion. My voice is off limits to doubt. My finances are off limits to lack. My spirit is sealed in fire and truth. Even when weapons are formed, they will not prosper. Even when lies are whispered, they will not stick. Even when warfare surrounds, I will stand in the eye of the storm, unmoved, unafraid, unwavering, because you, Lord, have commanded your angels concerning me, not weak ones, not part-time ones, but mighty angels assigned by name, positioned with fire, trained for my path. They go before me. They stand beside me. They guard every step, block every trap, and surround my children. You lift me up so I do not strike my foot against a stone. I do not stumble in confusion. I do not fall into hidden pits. I walk on terrain that has already been scouted by heaven. I walk in confidence. I walk in wisdom. I walk in favor. I walk in truth. I walk in boldness. I walk in supernatural rhythm. Lord, you have become the shepherd of my soul, not just in my pain, but in my plans. You do not only restore, you rewire me, you redirect me, you release me into divine alignment. Even when I thought I was delayed, you were working detail by detail for my good. And now I see it. I lack nothing. Because of you, my steps are sure. My voice carries weight. My dreams are pregnant with power. My calling is sharper than ever. My heart is healed. My thoughts are clean. My home is a sanctuary. My mind is a river of peace. You walk with me in the valley, not outside of it, but through it. And while I walk, I declare to the shadows, I fear no evil. I fear no outcome. I fear no diagnosis. I fear no betrayal. I fear no change, because I'm not walking alone. And now I release divine decrees over every area of influence. Over my soul, I reject shame. I embrace full healing. What once broke me now builds me. Over my schedule, I am not rushed by pressure. I am led by peace. Over my environment, everything around me comes into alignment with your will. Over my time, the devourer is rebuked. I step into redeemed opportunities. Over my household, every window and door is sealed in the blood of Jesus. Nothing foreign may enter. Over my dreams, I sleep in peace and wake in revelation. Night seasons become encounter zones. Over my future, it is not unclear, it is not delayed, it is unfolding now in perfect timing. You have set a table before me, and it is not an apology, it is an announcement. It says, I am covered, I am chosen, I am full, I am seated in royalty. You anoint my head not just to refresh me, but to commission me. I carry your oil, and I will not waste it. And so I decree over my identity, I am not a slave to insecurity. I am not a product of failure. I am not a reflection of the past. I am a vessel of glory. I am a priest of presence. I am a son marked by fire. I am an arrow in the hand of the Lord. Surely, surely, your goodness is not random. It's targeted. It's timely. It's mine. Your mercy is not limited. It flows daily, freely, endlessly. It follows me into hard places. It wraps around me in dark moments. It lifts me when I forget who I am. It holds me until I can stand again. And now, I will not crawl. I will run with endurance. Psalm 91 and 23. Possessing the secret place, governing from rest, and carrying the glory psalm. 91 says that I shall dwell, not visit, not borrow, but dwell in the secret place of the Most High. Psalm 23 confirms that I do not walk alone. I am led, fed, restored, and anointed. These aren't temporary comforts. They are eternal positions. I no longer pray from earth toward heaven. I now decree from heaven into the earth. Father, I come before you not begging, not trembling, not uncertain, but clothed in the righteousness of Christ, filled with the fire of your Spirit, and sealed with your authority. I don't come as a broken vessel. I come as a rebuilt temple. I come as one who knows where he dwells and who dwells within him. I am not just covered. I am commissioned. You have not given me a spirit of fear. You have not left me in confusion. You have not led me into failure. You have positioned me for dominion. From the secret place I rise with divine strategy. I move in prophetic rhythm. I discern with spiritual sight. I build with kingdom blueprints. I do not survive seasons. I steward atmospheres. Because I dwell under the shadow of the Almighty, I cast no shadow of fear. I walk in supernatural courage. I speak with thunderous peace. I move with unshakable clarity. I respond from identity, not emotion. You are my fortress, not fragile, not seasonal, not shifting. You are the unshakable stronghold, and from that fortress I speak to every realm, soul, body, relationships, calling, time, territory. I speak as one who has been with you, and the fire in my voice proves it. I prophesy now into the core of my existence. My spirit is ruled by eternity, not urgency. My faith is not seasonal. It is anchored. My path is not unclear. It is lit with revelation. My story is not a tragedy. It is a testimony. My posture is not defensive. It is royal. My life is not random. It is designed with precision. Even though arrows fly by day, they lose their aim. Even though pestilence stalks in darkness, it loses its grip. Even though rumors roar, they collapse under the weight of truth. Because I do not dwell in reaction, I dwell in revelation. Lord, you are the shepherd of my breath. You guide me in invisible ways. You correct my pace, not to punish me, but to preserve my promise. You anoint me in obscurity and position me in clarity. You raise me not because I'm worthy, but because you're good. I declare over my heart, I will not be led by emotion, but by the wind of the Spirit. I will not be distracted by the noise. I will be tuned to the frequency of glory. I will not let wounds define me. Only the cross marks me now. I will not replay the trauma. I will release the testimony. I will not live under man's opinions. I will live under heaven's decree. You've set a table, and this time I don't sit shaking. I sit smiling. I sit still. I sit fed. I sit surrounded by enemies but completely untouchable because I'm wrapped in presence. This table is not my escape. It is my announcement. I speak over my home. The walls echo with peace. The windows radiate with worship. The atmosphere is charged with angelic movement. No evil shall enter. No darkness shall remain. This is a gate of heaven on earth. I speak over my time. I am no longer late. I am synchronized with the Spirit. I redeem what was lost. I harvest what was delayed. I multiply what was planted in tears. And now I declare over my territory, I do not shrink to survive. I expand to occupy. I carry breakthrough in my footsteps. I reverse curses by my presence. I interrupt the enemy's agenda just by showing up. I will not ask permission to be who you made me to be. I walk where my feet have been prophetically assigned. Even when I walk through shadows, I cast no fear. Even when I walk through pruning, I bleed glory. Even when I walk through silence, I echo your word. Even when I walk through fire, I release fragrance, not smoke. Surely your goodness doesn't chase me timidly. It overtakes me violently. Your mercy doesn't just follow, it floods. Your presence doesn't visit, it invades. Your voice doesn't whisper only, it roars through my bones. I shall not be confused, because the shepherd's voice is clear. I shall not be shaken, because a secret place is my core. I shall not be empty, because my cup doesn't fill, it overflows. I shall not be silenced, because I carry the word like fire in my belly. I shall not be passive, because I am an ambassador of movement. Psalm 91 and 23. Crowned in the secret place, advancing in fire, reigning in covenant. Psalm 91 tells me I shall not be afraid of the terror by night, because terror bows in the presence of glory. Psalm 23 tells me I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever, because I was created not for visitation, but for habitation. These verses are not distant hopes. They are my present reality. Father, I do not enter this prayer from earth trying to reach you. I enter from heaven, seated with Christ, ruling through your word. I don't cry out from confusion. I declare from clarity. I don't beg for breakthrough. I command it with boldness, because I know where I live. I dwell under the shadow of the Almighty, where fear dies, fire burns, and purpose is birthed. I decree now with unwavering faith, I am not a wanderer. I am a warrior. I am not searching for peace. I live inside it. I am not asking for access. I walk in it. I am not hoping to be protected. I'm already covered in blood and glory. You are not just near. You are enthroned in me. You don't just touch. You inhabit. You don't just defend. You deploy. You don't just rescue. You reign through me. You've surrounded me with fire and shielded me with truth. You've anointed my head and marked me with oil. You've given me language in the spirit that shakes atmospheres. You've trained my hands to build and my mouth to bind. You've entrusted me not just with survival, but with spiritual jurisdiction. And so now I prophesy over every layer of who I am. My mind is aligned with eternal clarity. I no longer submit to mental fog, fatigue, or fear. My thoughts are guarded by peace and ruled by truth. My soul is not driven by emotion. It is anchored in worship. My body is the temple of glory, strong, healed, renewed, and energized by divine life. My heart is protected from bitterness, unforgiveness, and every thief of joy. I do not carry offense, I carry fire. My spirit is in sync with heaven, alert, discerning, ready. I no longer partner with delay, deception, or distraction. I no longer tolerate lies disguised as logic. I no longer live for safety. I live for significance. I will not be tamed by fear. I will not be distracted by pressure. I will not be shaken by the shifting world. I am built on the rock, and now I speak over my time and territory. Every room I enter becomes a place of transformation. Every conversation becomes a portal of healing. Every step I take shakes demonic structures. I don't fit in. I interrupt. I don't reflect culture. I reflect Christ. Even though the world groans with confusion, I walk with calm clarity. Even though the systems shake, I stand in stillness. Even though chaos swirls, I release order, because I have sat long in the secret place, and I've come out dripping with authority. I declare over my household, no torment shall enter, no disease shall remain, no confusion shall linger, no generational curse shall survive. This home is a garden of glory, a headquarters of peace, a place of prophetic release. You prepare a table for me, not just to feed me, but to remind the enemy he lost. You anoint me in front of those who doubted, so that your name is glorified. You fill my cup, not so I can contain it, but so I can overflow into dry places. You lead me, not in circles, but into Kairos moments where heaven invades time. Because I live in the secret place, I do not fear exposure. I walk in transparency. I do not fear pressure. I thrive under purpose. I do not fear battle. I fight from victory. I do not fear the unknown. I walk with the author of time. Surely goodness doesn't follow from a distance. It walks in step. Mercy doesn't just clean up my past. It holds open doors to my future. These are not small blessings. They are covenant realities. So today I say, with strength, with fire, with full conviction, I am crowned with favor. I am guarded by glory. I am led by wisdom. I am filled with fire. I am aligned with heaven. I am delivered from all fear. I am planted in presence. I am advancing in boldness. I will dwell in the house of the Lord, not in part, not in season, but forever. And while I dwell, I will build. And while I build, I will bless. And while I bless, I will burn with the unquenchable fire of your Spirit. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, my shield, my shepherd, my song, my strength, I seal this decree. Amen. 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 Psalm 91 and 23. Walking in unshakable rest, releasing kingdom atmospheres, and dwelling in eternal authority. Psalm 91 promises that He will command His angels concerning me to guard me in all my ways. Psalm 23 declares that He restores my soul and leads me in paths of righteousness for His name's sake. These words are not distant hope, they are now realities. I don't rehearse them as poetry. I live them as position. Father, I don't approach you with uncertainty. I come boldly because I dwell in you. I come not to impress you with words, but to synchronize my spirit with the rhythm of your kingdom. I come not to beg for peace. I come as one who has learned to abide in the Prince of Peace. I do not rush through valleys. I walk with calm boldness because I know who walks beside me. I do not panic at the sight of danger. I perceive from a different realm, from the shelter of the Most High. In the secret place, I've discovered that rest is a weapon, and peace is not the absence of storms. It is the presence of the shepherd in the middle of them. So I declare, I dwell where fear cannot enter. I think thoughts fear cannot shape. I carry peace fear cannot shatter. I release sound fear cannot silence. You are my hiding place, but not because I run from the world. I hide in you so I can emerge with kingdom clarity. I am not escaping reality. I am governing from a superior one. Because of you, I do not dread the unknown. I trust the unchanging one. I do not react to crisis. I release wisdom. I do not echo panic. I prophesy peace. I do not follow the crowd. I follow the cloud. You go before me. You are behind me. You are in me. You surround me with goodness like a shield. I don't walk hoping for protection. I walk as one already preserved by divine strategy. And now I decree over my thoughts, I am not a slave to patterns of fear or failure. My mind is washed by truth and sharpened by the Spirit. Every lie is exposed by light. Every hidden place becomes a dwelling place for the Word. I meditate not on lack, but on the abundance of your promises. You restore my soul, not with band-aids, but with fire and water. You speak into my confusion and birth clarity. You do not just visit broken places. You rebuild them better than before. I don't live in reaction to trauma. I live in resonance with your voice. Even when I walk through the deepest shadows, I carry the oil of joy. Even when I am pressed, I do not break. I pour out intercession. Even when I'm delayed, I don't disengage. I discern. I am not waiting passively, I am aligning actively. You prepare a table for me, not in secret, but in front of every doubt, every wound, every whisper of hell that tried to mark my life. And I sit at that table not with guilt, but with gratitude, not with shame, but with strength. I sit crowned, not by pride, but by identity. So I decree over my household. Every corner is saturated with glory. Every conversation is seasoned with peace. Every morning starts in grace, not in chaos. Every night ends in worship, not worry. Angels stand guard, not in theory, but in visible movement. Over my body, I decree, I am healed from trauma, sickness, imbalance, and fear. I walk in alignment, spirit, soul, and body. I receive divine renewal, stamina, focus, and wholeness. I renounce every agreement with weariness, cycles of affliction, or self-sabotage. I declare over my calling, I am not waiting to be useful. I am already activated. I am not disqualified. I am refined. I am not forgotten. I am being formed in fire. I am not stuck. I am being sent. And now I release kingdom atmosphere. Wherever I step, heaven breathes. Wherever I worship, darkness trembles. Wherever I speak, things shift. Wherever I dwell, peace settles. Wherever I pray, cycles break. Wherever I declare, the will of God accelerates. I'm not defined by timelines. I move by divine timing. I'm not manipulated by urgency. I am ruled by grace. I'm not weakened by seasons. I am planted in the eternal. I do not just carry answers. I carry presence. And now I speak to every room I enter, every field I touch, every assignment I carry. You will not be shallow. You will be sacred. You will not drain me. You will produce fruit. You will not confuse me. You will clarify my calling. You will not delay me. You will draw me forward in perfect pace. Surely, not sometimes, not hopefully, but surely, your goodness is welded to my story. Your mercy is the ink that rewrites my past. Your voice is louder than all confusion. Your path is clearer than every storm. Your covenant is stronger than any resistance.